Welcome to Meet Your Neighbor, Acadiana. Joining me on the couch is Madeline Ducote with CLECO. Good afternoon, Madeline.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me here today.
Of course. So you're here to talk about some very important information, talking about National Utility Awareness Day.
Yes, Wednesday is actually Utility Scam Awareness Day, and we are actually seeing an uptick of scams recently, and so we just find it important to go out and educate our customers on how they can protect themselves against scammers. Some very frequent ways that we see is through email and through text message, and more are phone calls. They actually have software now where they can pose as CLECO and have the caller ID say from CLECO, and we're even seeing more where they're calling from our 1-800 number. So we just make sure, tell employees and tell customers, slow down and verify this information. Another way too is actually coming to your door and knocking on your door and saying, you know, I'm a CLECO employee, because they look like they're dressed as one, and asking people to vacate their homes. So yeah, they're getting worse and worse, and they're just getting more and more sophisticated in scamming people.
Very interesting. Do we all know how are they able to do that, especially with the phone? You said even the numbers can match, or the information that they give out or try to receive can be similar to what CLECO would do.
Yeah, I mean, just like any other business, they steal your personal information online and then just try to contact you that way in whatever way that they can get you. And they try to put pressure on you to make you do something very immediate and make you panic. So we always just tell customers to slow down and stop and think about what you're doing and what you're being told. We're never going to rush customers to give us an immediate payment. You know, if you were overdue or, you know, anything like that, we're going to give you a deadline and give you several days to figure that out. We're never going to ask you to buy a prepaid card or give us your personal banking information or your social security number over the phone. That's the type of information we would actually want you to come in the office and give us, so that it's a little bit more secure. So if anyone is ever calling and asking you to give specific information like that over the phone, hang up right away, and then you can always call us at our 1-800 number, which is 1-800-662-6537, and verify that it is really a CLECO employee trying to get that information.
Now talk to me about the importance of raising awareness for scams like this, utility scams. And I know you mentioned it's on Wednesday, but this is something people should pay attention to year long.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially during the time of hurricanes or big storms, which is when we see that happen a lot too, a big uptick, because they'll come door to door and pose as a CLECO employee, especially because they'll be out in the field a lot restoring power. Or they'll even say, hey, if you pay us a little bit more, we'll bump you to the front of the list to get your power restored, that is not a thing. We don't do that. That is not even real. So if you're ever called, don't pay anything, because you're not going to get on the top of the list. You're just being scammed. And another way is disconnection deception. So they'll call and say, if you don't pay us right now, we're going to cut you off. Or they'll even say, hey, you overpaid. Can you give us your banking information? Because who doesn't want money back? Of course, you know. But that's something also, we would never do that. We would just give you a credit on your next bill.
Got it. So really quickly before we go, Madeline, where can they go to get more information or resources?
Yeah, they can always go to CLECO.com, and we have some scam awareness there and just some tips and tricks on what they can do to protect themselves all year long, because it really is, scammers work all year, not just one day a year.
Right. Thank you so much for joining me on the couch.
Yeah.
We'll be right back with Meet Your Neighbor.